your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. I've been trying to dive into some more UK artists because, one, I just love accents, but I also feel like y'all got a lot of really, really dope artists out there that I would love to start reacting to and get up on the channel. So somebody had recommended we check out Dave, Survivor's Guilt. Let's just get into this. Dave is definitely dope. I've only heard a handful of his music, but everything I've heard, it's been pretty much legit. So I don't expect this to be any different.
Let me show you behind the scene, behind the glitz and the glamour and all the lights you see, behind the rumors on the life I lead. Let me talk to the people like it's the mic and me. The truth is I got really bad anxiety. I'm on the motorway crying in the driver's seat. I don't even know where I'm going. I got love, but I don't know how to show it. It's this life. When you feel like giving up, know you're close. I've been saying the least and knowing the most. I've had ups and downs, but the highest of the highs never last for as long as the lowest of lows.
That's a fact.
Survivor's guilt.
Yo, this shit, okay, I already like this. And I like how he came in with the whole explaining that he's got anxiety. Because a lot of people see those that get successful and they're just like, well, he goes on stage and he raps in front of crowds and he's making a whole bunch of money, so his life must be perfect. It's like, well, no, it's not. And anxiety hits you in different ways. Not everybody's anxiety is a social anxiety. Not to say that his isn't, but anxiety hits you in many, many different ways. You could have health anxiety. You could have a lot of different forms of anxiety, and it's kind of a bitch. And I feel like every person in life has a certain level of anxiety, right? Some people just have it much worse than others. Again, some people have the health anxiety. Some people have the social anxiety. Some people just get an anxious feeling for literally no reason at all. Like there's a lot of different ways that it can affect your life. So shout out to him for being open and talking about stuff like that. And I also feel like this right here, I mean, I've not had the highest of the highs. I've had high points in my life. You know, I think highs to the highs is like mainstream, well, not mainstream, but like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do music, like you reach a huge audience, like you blow up or you're rich, or like those are the highest of the highs. But regardless, having highs and having lows is something we all can relate with. And it does feel like, it's not always true. Sometimes it is, but it does feel like the lowest of the lows last way longer. And at times that's very accurate. And other times it might just feel that way because the lowest of the low, it's a shitty place to be mentally. And so it drags, you know what I'm saying? Whereas those highs, even sometimes though they last, it seems like they're not as long as they actually are.
Saying the least and knowing the most. I've had ups and downs, but the highest of the highs never last for as long as the lowest of lows. Survivor's guilt. I feel the worst at my happiest cause I miss all my niggas that couldn't be in this life I built. But that's the type of shit that only I can feel.
This shit is so real. I don't mean to keep pausing, but this, like, survivor's guilt, but in a different way, right? Like, so he's talking about people that maybe had passed away, been killed, died for different reasons, and he feels the worst at his happiest. And the reason why is because he's like, well, you know, they don't get to enjoy this. Like, they're not here to be able to enjoy this. So you almost feel guilty that you're in a position to enjoy stuff, right? And I get that. Not necessarily that I've had a whole bunch of people pass away that are my friends. I've been through a lot of funerals, most of it family, to be honest with you, but some friends as well. For me, more so a friend that I help take care of who's just in a really bad place because of mental illness and having a really hard time of finding like a routine and getting on track and stuff like that. And there's times where when I'm enjoying myself, regardless of what it is, just out eating food and just enjoying the weather, like, you know, just stuff like that, where in my mind, I almost feel wrong. Like I feel wrong and I feel bad for the fact that I'm enjoying this when I know that they're probably struggling right now. And it messes with you and it makes it hard for you to really enjoy those happy moments, those highs that you've worked hard for, that you've earned yourself, and that you should be able to enjoy regardless of the fact that there's something else that's gone on or something else that you're concerned with. But it's hard. Like that guilt hits you, and it doesn't always happen, but it does happen quite a bit. And it's a really shitty feeling for anybody that knows what I'm talking about. You know, for anyone that doesn't, you don't ever want to experience it because it really takes the wind out of anything that you really should be looking at positively.
Getting me in the mood. My ex has got ivory skin, which is funny because it's really the elephant in the room. Is that enough reason to bury me in a tomb? I fell in love with an Albanian, I know it's mad. We're not together because our family would hold us back. I saw the red flags, I wouldn't want my child to grow in that. Rum and Red Bull, it's a culture clash.
Woo. Okay, okay.
I don't wanna let life tear us apart. I see the internet gossip and it wears on my heart. I fuck with her, she was there from the start. I'm seeing them laugh at me, calm vulnerable. Ain't that the shit that rap is supposed to do? I'd rather rap about arguing with my girl than fucking your girl, but I don't mind because the both are true. Ignoring my messages.
Yo, I like that. First of all, that's some real shit. So he the family that he comes from, I'm assuming is like I don't necessarily have this experience, but I like there's some families where like he might have been the first person from his family born in the UK, right? Like his parents may have came from somewhere in Africa or came from wherever they're from, and then her parents the same way, and so they may just not get along culture wise. They may not agree with a lot of things, and so he knows that they're going to cause issues, and so they kind of just stay away because it's a culture clash. But I like this part where he says, listen, I'd rather about arguing with my girl than effing your girl, but I don't mind because the both are true. Like, yo, that shit's wild.
Ain't that the shit that rap is supposed to do? I'd rather rap about arguing with my girl than fucking your girl, but I don't mind because the both are true. Ignoring my messages. These times I know she on her. Worst part is I wouldn't even do the same. Hate or love it, you gotta charge it to the game. Heavy is the head, but don't play with my heart. I feel like a footballer when I'm making my art. Through ball, how I'm managing the weight of the past. I felt so much pain that I got favourite scars. And my house got wings like my favourite cars. And the Millie Rock, my favourite dance. You can call it what you want it, but I got it off of taking a chance. I didn't take an advance. Fame comes with a price you can't pay in advance. For 6 long years I've been playing my part like a freak in a circus when I'm making them dance. I got nights where it's light and I got days where it's dark. And the waters that I swim in, it ain't safe for the sharks. He a gangster but the stress gonna take him apart.
Hold up, we gotta go back. I like, this man talking on this track. I like this. First of all, smart that he didn't take an advance. Anytime people get signed to a label and you take an advance and then that contract says that you owe them a certain percentage of your album, like, and that doesn't even go towards the advance that you then have to pay back. Like, you end up like getting in a situation where you making like 5-10% off of your album, and if it doesn't sell much, like you're kind of screwed, and you're also going to owe them money and a lot of things with that. But I like this part right here where he says, I got nights where it's light and I got days where it's dark, and the waters that I swim in, it ain't safe for the sharks. But when we think of like the ocean and stuff like that, you think of the shark as like the most dangerous thing, the one thing that you really, really got to worry for. And it's like, yo, the water I'm swimming in ain't even safe for the sharks. Like, it's that bad. Like, the shit is that bad at times.
And the waters that I swim in, it ain't safe for the sharks. He a gangster, but the stress gonna take him apart. I'm with the niggas that I claimed from the start. I see you niggas changing. Didn't make it. It's a shame it takes falling to your death for a person to appreciate fully the gravity of the situation. That's just irony at its finest. Black women, I just wanna say I'm sorry. I've done a lot of dumb shit, I won't lie to you. I wanna be a voice for you, be a light for you. I know I haven't done enough, I wanna try for you. Wanna be on the front line for you. Campaign for you, make change for you. I just wanna help in any way. Being genuine, I think about it every day. Tour life, traveling every day. Nerves paralyzing when you get to stage. You feel love for an hour and then it gets to fade. Imagine what that does to your mental state. Imagine being a millionaire at a tender age. We don't even know if it to spend or save. My mum had to grow up fast, she expects the same. I was 20 with a mortgage and rent to pay.
Yo, I love this track. So he's talking about being on stage, you get love for an hour and then it gets to fade because, right, everyone's there. Oh my God, it's Dave. Oh, he's so amazing. Da, 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 da. But then you leave that and it fades away. And imagine what that does to your mental state, right? This constant up and down roller coaster, especially when you're going through anxiety and all this other shit. I like how he also says the whole, my mom had to grow up fast. She expects the same. A lot of parents who had to get a job at 15, 16, or were already out of their parents' house and just had a life where people just didn't give them a damn thing. They expect you to grow up just as fast as them. Now, there's positives and negatives to that, right? It's positive that you're trying to get your kid into a work ethic at a very young age. That is a good thing, and that can end up being a good thing for them in the future. But at the same time, the way that they approach it at times is not always the best way. Like, they try to just throw you to the wolves at times. At least some parents do, right? And every person is uniquely different. So just because you were capable of doing it at 15 or 16, even though you were forced to, but you were able to pick it up and make it happen, doesn't mean that your kid is going to be the exact same way, right? Like they might have some other issues or other things going on where that's actually not going to be beneficial for them, right? Like you might need to slow walk them into, being more about their work ethic and stuff like that. And you could start at that age, but maybe not throw them to the wolves like you were, right? Like you got to kind of understand that it doesn't work the same for everybody.
So what's happening? I got gorillas all around me, allow me. Don't get grabbed in a party or lacking it. You'll die for a wine like Joffrey Baratheon.
Okay.
Government ain't gonna help with all the issues that I'm tackling. The way you talk about politics is baffling. I wouldn't even trust my own shadow in a cabinet. Cabinet can't drive no more. I've been looking for the answers, sure that I'll find them. I don't judge an accent, but the story behind it. We all know loss, but there's glory behind it. I'ma make a film for my mum and tell her tale to the world. This album is just a soundtrack. Look at her story in a year and a life and tell me if it doesn't bring a fucking tear to your eyes. And it's together.
What I realized about who I am is that you're kind of taught. You're taught to die for what you stand for, you feel me? And I realized I'm here to live for what I stand for. Because I want to see it.
I like that. Simple, but
I want to enjoy it, bro.
That's actually a dope little
what
spin.
I feel like I am. You know what I'm saying? Out there. While I'm here. And that's that, bro. But yeah, link up soon, my guy. You know how it is. Us o'clock, bro. Shine on them.
That's dope. I like that. You're taught that you got to die for what you stand for, but I want to live for what I stand for. It's a very simple flip on it, right? It seems very obvious, but I think that it's a dope way of taking something and looking at it in a different light. This was amazing. This might be one of my favorite things from Dave that I've heard. Like, I really like this. I like that he was opening up. I like that he's talking about the shit that actually matters to him. And he's doing something that's going to end up being relatable to a lot of different people out there that could use something like this. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this. What else we got to check out from the UK. I'm here for it. I appreciate you. And I will catch you in the next one, homies.